Welcome back to Let's Play Neverwinter Nights 2, Mask of the Betrayer. This is Big Los, and we are in the Academy of Shapers and Binders in Thay. And this place looks pretty nice, actually. Kind of looks like a Ralph Lauren store. So, why don't we go into an open classroom over here before we move onwards. And looks like here's Master Djafi. Why don't we talk to him? Safiya, I don't know how much more of this my poor nerves can take, dear. You should leave here soon as you are able. I need to find out what Inarus was up to before she died. Where should I start? I should think her tower would be the place, although it'll be in bad shape. It was where she met her end, and I'm sure Ahriman will have gone through her possessions, looking for information about the founder. If anyone had knowledge of her, it would have been Inarus. Though maybe you'll get lucky. You wouldn't be interested in the same knowledge after all. Where is Ahriman? I couldn't be sure. I would expect him to be looking for the founder, but then again, he could be looking for you as well. The Academy is a large place, and even larger to those who know its secrets. If you are extremely fortunate, your paths may never cross, but you would be wise to keep a low profile just the same. Who is safe to talk to here? Perhaps no one. If you were to seek help, you might have the best chances with Masters Inarus or Inarus. They had no hand in that awful business with Safiya's mother, which is more than could be said for the rest. Where can I find Inarus' old chambers? Well, she's in the tower, so the directions are very simple. Look for the stairs up. Keep climbing until there aren't any more. Okay, I want to ask you about somebody. I'll tell you what I know, though I'm not sure it'll be useful. It's such a peculiar place, this school. People drawn here always have many facets, but most they hide from public view, and with good reason. Who would you like to hear about? You. Well, I can't say much for your choice of subject. Get me going on that, and the only reason I'd ever stop blathering would be because we'd both fallen asleep. Let's see. I've been here as long as just about anybody, except Inarus, of course. My research is primarily on self and identity, so that's what I teach. I used to think I knew it all, until I met a certain young lady who made it her mission to prove otherwise during my lessons. Master Djafi, please, you're embarrassing me. Well, it's true. I've never written a more concise job recommendation in my life as when you applied to be an instructor. I wrote, smarter than me. Next day, she was Mistress Safiya. True story. I want to ask about someone else. Who would you like to hear about? Porusset. Now, there is a man dedicated to his craft in a way that most red wizards will only dream of. But don't let that massive shell of his alarm you. He's really quite harmless, even a little shy. He cares only for the shaping and manipulation of souls. He lives it, breathes it, thinks of nothing else. Students call him Master out of respect. But he isn't truly an instructor here. He is merely a visiting scholar. I don't know where he hails from. Impossible to tell, with his entire being transferred to into that clay golem. A marvelous innovation. He constantly works with tremendous temperatures, but there isn't a burn to be found on him. I want to ask about someone else. Who would you like to hear about? Inarus. Inarus has a reputation for being temperamental with his students. He would rather advance his own research than teach, but there's less prestige in being a researcher, so he stays where he is. Okay, let's move on. To his credit, though, he never seemed to care much for in-house politics. And it seems to me that in recent years he's become more interested in making a connection with his students. Inarus is rather affectionate with the female students. I think teaching is often a secondary pursuit compared to, well, his love of women. Creepo, huh? I'm glad he's making more of an effort now. You won't find a more knowledgeable teacher on the subject of soul transference anywhere else. I want to ask about someone else. Who would you like to hear about? Let's hear about Nephris. Nephris, a guarded woman, not unlike her daughter. She kept her business to herself to the very end. I cannot speak to the inner workings of her mind, only that her thoughts always seemed half in a different place, and she never smiled. Still, she always held our respect. I don't know if it was her gift for running this place efficiently, or if it was the sense that she gave you that she understood the forces that drove you better than you ever could. But before Ahriman, there was never any threat to her power here, and in Thay, that's a rare accomplishment. She will be missed, and the Academy will suffer from her absence. I want to ask about someone else. Who would you like to hear about? Safiya! I could tell you what you already know, I suppose. Or, I could tell you some embarrassing stories about her. Yes, and then I'd have to kill you. Both of you. With leeches and acid. Embarrassing stories. That's right. Influence lost with Safiya. Captain, Master Djafi, this is hardly the time. Oh, come now, Safiya, don't be so self-conscious. My stories of you are endearing. Some things never change. When she was a little girl, she was such a shy little thing, rarely said anything at all. She used to follow her mother everywhere she went, hiding in the folds of her red robes. But when the time came for her to get her first head tattoo, she was so excited, she went from classroom to classroom telling everyone what tattoo she wanted to get. Know what it was? A homunculus, can you imagine? We red wizards always choose the most fearsome creatures for our tattoos, dragons or chimerae. And here was little Safiya, her heart set on a misshapen little gremlin. I think that would have been a good tattoo. Dragons are boring. Homunculi would be unique. Influence gained with Safiya. And that was my sentiment exactly. Nothing says, I'm climbing the dizzying peaks of individuality and self-expression like a dragon tattoo. Well, unless you're the girl with the dragon tattoo. Alright, I had other questions. Farewell, we don't have any other unique questions to ask, so let us travel into another part of the Academy, shall we? Yeah, this place is kind of nice looking with all the plants and stuff in here. I guess we'll go over here. Here's a little door over here.
The red wizards seem to have little hesitation in continuing their teaching, even as corpses fill their academy.
Quite right. That's just how they are. They're kind of like bastards. Okay. Well, I guess we'll open up this door and see what's inside. You've taken a wrong turn. Well, I guess you've taken a wrong time to attack somebody who you don't know about. And looks like there's something behind that door. Looks like a wraith. And you're dead. Safiya, why are you casting that? You know the captain has this all taken care of. Do you want me to put you on no casting at all? I'm in my right mind to do that just right now because of you, Kaylin. You're casting Earthquake on the enemies over there. Okay, well we turned party AI mode off because we sure as hell don't need your
weapons and
artificial intelligence screwing everything up here. Alright, so let's grab all this gold. I can't believe you summoned a Mordenkainen sword. Like, right when we killed everybody, too. Alright, so we got all this gold. And we got 2 tables that we can check out. So we got a club, the Club of Submission. Then we got a mysterious device. And it updates our journal for some reason. You found a device in one of the labs in the Academy of Shapers and Binders of indeterminate origin and use. The Academy Master whose lab it was is nowhere to be found, and is probably allied with Ahriman, so simply asking its creator what it does is probably not an option. Experiment with the device and see if you can find its use. Well, that sounds like a good idea. Let's close this door, and... looks like we got a wraith hanging out right here. How did you make it out of the door? Yeah, we got some wraiths behind the door, but they're locked in, and this one seemed to have made it out. Alright, well, we'll just use a kukri. See, we can even attack him.
Time for a...
See, now he's outside of the door. I guess casting Earthquake shook a crack in the door, and the wraith just kind of escaped through it, I guess. I'm not sure. But we will give him eternal rest nonetheless. And it'll send our spirit energy back up to 100%. There we go. Let's de-equip so we don't do any more damage. Alright, and we get a Brilliant Spirit Essence. This is why you want to do Eternal Rest on these guys, because you get a Brilliant Spirit Essence when normally you would just get a Volatile Essence. So we're going to split one of these Volatile Essences that we have, and then we're going to examine this device. The surface of this bizarre contraption is covered in levers and switches, gears and cogs. Any is likely a way of interfacing with the device as the next. There is a small cavity at its center into which some item might be placed, but the effect of the device on that object is difficult and perhaps frightening to imagine. Well, that sounds familiar. That sounds like something that we got back in the Veil Theater. So let's use the mysterious device on this spirit essence. And it looks like it did some damage to the undead inside there. That's kind of weird. Okay. Whoa, we got wizard robes dropped by the wraith? So that's what you're wearing, huh? Okay. Club of Submission. Looks like here's quite a mouthful, so let's just check it out. Enhances bonus +8. It does on hit disease, DC 24 red ache, which is 1d6 strength damage, and it does fear on a percentage. Okay, it's kind of an interesting weapon. I think we got better weapons for our other party members, especially now that I'm having them use long-range weapons more and more. Oh yeah, so let's go into our character sheet and we'll check out this new feat that we just got. Oh, there it is. Malleate Spirit. This passive ability allows you to craft from recipes that use volatile, brilliant, and pristine spirit essences. Okay, so now we can do pristine spirit essences when before we can only do brilliant essences. So now we can craft the most powerful of objects, but we're not going to do it yet. Okay, let's try to open this door. And it looks like that bug has kicked in where the 5-minute cooldown period isn't in effect anymore. It's kind of weird.
Yes.
You know what? Why don't you come and close this door, Caitlin?
I believe so.
We don't want anything getting out. So the door didn't unlock, huh? Why not? A specific key is required to open that object. Well, that sucks. Okay, well, why don't we go get a key then? And the key would be this way. What? Where are you going? Don't go in there. They're locked behind a door. Yeah, just come on out, everybody, will you?
I could do that.
Yeah, we're going over here into this door. Thank you. Okay, so here's another classroom and a couple of students, and this is Master Inarus. Now, what is the first thing you want to do when extracting a soul? Yes? Object? Gag the subject? Can anyone tell me what is wrong with Object's suggestion? Bahiri? You have to restrain your subject first, or he'll just remove the gag. Excellent, Bahiri. A subject is only useful when he isn't fleeing. Try to think your answers through, Aji. Well, bless my highborn blood. Class, we have a very special guest here with us today. Would you care to introduce yourself to the class, Master? My name is Captain Savaho the Wolf. Aruman mentioned you might visit our school, but to have a true spirit eater here in front of my class, what a treat! You are generous to share your guests with us, Mistress Safiya. As always, it is a deep pleasure to have you in my room. Yes, thank you for your excellent choice of words with regards to your pleasure. I wonder, would you be willing to show us your spirit eating technique? I was just lecturing on the subject, but the students would surely benefit more from a live demonstration. There's a tremendous reward in it for you. I'll give you access to some of the Academy's rarest treasures. Wealth is no object to me. There's simply no substitute for hands-on learning. You want me to devour a spirit in front of the class? I want you to devour the soul of young Ajit here. His marks are so poor, you'd be doing him a favor, trust me. What? It's true, Ajit. It's only a matter of time before a student with real potential slays you to take your place in my class. I'm merely saving you the embarrassment. What do you say, Spirit Eater? Okay, so we could consume a spirit, but we can't consume his soul. We don't have that ability, so let's just say we'll do it on an undead. I'll only demonstrate it on an undead subject. No one deserves to lose their soul. Oh, very well. But I still maintain students learn the most when they fear for their lives. And then he's gonna summon an undead, and looks like that's a ghoul. There, this should suit you better. So let's do Eternal Rest and consume the ghoul's negative energy. Is he at near death? I guess it doesn't matter. And we get a brilliant spirit essence out of it. I want everyone taking notes on this. Note the point of extraction, the angle of the subject's torso. You will be tested. And for you, Spirit Eater, your reward as promised. This set of keys will open many locked doors in this school. A number of them house long-forgotten treasures and heirlooms, although I would recommend proceeding with caution when opening some of them. Oh, and one final note. Since they are skeleton keys, each of them opens several doors. There's one door I would ask that you not open. It is a private room adjacent to my chambers downstairs. Nothing in there would interest you. Just a number of personal keepsakes. I hope you are the sort who respects privacy. My quarters are just north of the southeast staircase. I would appreciate your acceptance of these terms, given my generosity. Yeah, okay. Tell us not to stay out of somewhere? Let's lie. I wouldn't dream of violating the sanctity of your room or the secret chamber behind it. Good day to you, then. And we get 1 point towards chaotic. And, yep, we're at the most chaotic we can be, so I don't see why they don't let our slaves take notes for us. Because then you wouldn't learn anything. And he doesn't have anything on him. Master Inarus keeps looking at me, even when I haven't said anything. Well, it sucks to be you, and you don't have anything either. What do you have to say, Ajit? Master Inarus is strict, but I think, deep down, he just wants to see us succeed. We're expected to be honorable on tests and assignments here, but we don't let that stop us. Okay, you got anything on you? You do! You got gold on you! Alright. Now, I'm not sure how much gold he has on him. And I'm really not going to waste my time trying to get as much gold as I can. Just trying to show that. I guess he doesn't have any unique objects, but since we do have the key ring, let's go open that door. Let's turn off party AI mode. Go in here. Close the door. Oh, you opened the door.
Come this way.
Okay, well, I guess we have to tell you guys to stay out. So why don't you guys go out here?
Yes.
You two.
Yes.
And you two, you stay out here.
Well now.
Yes.
What do you
What, that
want?
didn't work? Okay, you go out here and while you're at it, close the door, will you?
Well now.
There's something I don't want you guys
What do
looking
you
at.
want?
And that's these enemies right here. So we used the key, and now we're gonna open the door.
My weapon can't touch him.
Notice that I have taken the weapons off because I don't want to do damage to these guys and inadvertently kill one when I can get a brilliant spirit essence out of it.
My weapon can't touch him.
Okay, so this is the only treasure in the room. This Astral Rodent Charm. So loot it. Now we got it. Oh, you knocked me down. All right, let's get up and let's run over here. There's nothing over here. Okay. Now we're gonna come around here, and then we're gonna close the door on these guys because they can't open doors. Alright, so let's look at this treasure that we got. Where did it go? Where is it? Huh. I'm not sure where it went. Shouldn't it be like on this page? No, it's over here. How come he didn't let me pick it up? I guess we're gonna have to go back in here and get it. Okay, now we got it. And there it is. Okay. What does this do? AC bonus +1 to dodge. Ability score penalty intelligence -2 and increases strength by 4. Well, I can't use that. I need my intelligence. That provides me with extra damage. That would decrease my modifier and my skill point modifier. Let's see, who doesn't use intelligence? That would be Gann. You need some strength, don't you? Yeah. You don't really use intelligence at all.
Now, what do you want?
Alright, so let's go over here and then we will shut the door on these things. We want to save them for later when our spirit energy drops because we are going to be spending a lot of time in here.
City of Judgment.
Oh, will you guys stop that? Jeez.
Half-minded soil tiller, dreamless wretch.
Oh, you were casting a restoration? Oh, my con went down. Okay, because I'm not wearing the greater amulet of health, I'm subject to ability score damage. I see. Okay. Well, Kaylin, why don't you cast a lesser restoration? Okay.
Nakachi's name.
Now let's... No! Stop casting
My magic
earthquake.
will erase this nuisance.
Just leave the room.
Danger
There's a
approaches.
reason.
Be on your guard.
That's why party AI mode sometimes isn't all what it's cracked up to be. No, I didn't want you to cast that either. Jeez, you guys. Okay, just close the door. I don't want you guys going in there at all. Period. Okay. Just follow my lead, will you? Jeez. Okay, now let's go in here. What is this place? It's a caretaker? Wow, he looks just like me.
Knowledge and memories trapped in the souls of this depository. Still, I usually avoid this place. Necromancy leaves me ill at ease.
So noted. The golem looks in your direction with an empty stare. Who are you and why were you modeled after me? I am caretaker of this depository. My directives are to maintain the quiet, to secure the checking in and out of souls, and to assess late fees with prejudice. What is this place? You are in the Soul Depository within the Academy of Shapers and Binders on Thay Mountain in Thay. Its purpose is the storage, cataloging, and loaning of souls donated by Academy personnel and alumni. Are there any rules here I should know about? Visitors are permitted to withdraw a single soul per party. Those who attempt to leave the premises with more souls than is permitted shall face the depository's defense mechanisms. Any who stand in the depository and do not observe silence are subject to punishment by its defense mechanisms. How do I use the equipment here? Souls may be viewed by placing them in the viewing receptacle and pulling the lever next to it. Let's see. How many souls can I have checked out at any given time? Visitors here are allowed to check out 1 soul. How many souls do I have checked out right now? You have 0 souls currently checked out. You may check out up to 1 additional soul. I would like to check out a soul. You may leave with it, provided you do not exit with more souls than you are allowed. Do so, and you will face punishments by the depository's defense mechanisms. Okay, how do I return a checked out soul? Bring it here and set it anywhere in the room. Souls outside the room are considered to be checked out. Souls inside the room are checked in. Okay, farewell. Thanks for all that knowledge. So there's these balls here on these holders, these soul housings. And those balls are actually souls. And there's a number of them that we can actually pick up. But like you said, we can only pick up one at a time and bring it out. If we're in the room, we can have as many as we want. Now, if we go over here, let's actually take a look at one. So this one says soul housing number 346. The material of this housing bears little... Oh man, look at the typos here. Little commonality with anything you've seen before. It looks like an eggshell. Okay, let's grab it. Okay, so now we have a soul, and we're going to put it into the viewing receptacle right here, which is this fiery cauldron. Oh, you know what? I think we got to click on it first. Okay, let's click on this, and then we got to place the soul in there. And then we got to pull the lever to view what it is. The receptacle beside you flares to life, projecting above it a dazzling display of images and forms. Too much in flux to single out any in particular. Voices, too, surge and recede. Whispers and echoes mostly, but gradually a singular voice arises above the rest. Such an opportunity, such advancement, to be in her company, to know what she knows, what work she does. The forefront, absolute forefront, foundations of the universe comprehended, iron law made pliable in her hands. Such hands. I can never disappoint. If I commit to this, to her, it must be all of me for she who understands, for she whose soul is wanting as my own. The light above the receptacle flashes brightly, its images transitioning at an incredible pace. At last they slow, and the voice from before is audible again. This is insanity. Only a fool would consider it. Is that what I am? Would she even notice? Fool. It's never been done. Never been done. Has she ever attempted anything similar? Or did she ask me without testing? Would she do that? She would. If she needed to, she would. She'd do it for him. Who is he? Did he go through this? Or worse? Nothing is worse. She'd have to see that. Have to notice. I'll die. I'll die for this. It will fail and I'll die in agony like the rest of those poor wretches in the nightmare room. I'll die and this will be all over. Good. Good. Okay, that's kind of disturbing, but I guess we'll put it back and then we'll wrap up the episode here. So what will we discover? Nephris' secret? And what other mysteries will be uncovered? Find out next time. This is Big Los signing off. Thanks for watching. See you next time. And Tenga un buen dia.